Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be working on my track RSX. Here it is. I'll be changing out the rotors. They're pretty much shot. If you look at the rotors, got a lot of gouges on it. And the slots are, on some of them are completely gone. So I don't think that's safe anymore. So I went ahead and ordered 2 new front rotors, just slotted this time. So I'm gonna be swapping them out, and hopefully it will last me a couple track events before I have to do it again. So I'll just walk you guys through, and we'll go from there. Alright, so before we get started, I'll show you guys what the rotors I got. I picked these off K-Series parts. They're just normal StopTech slotted rotors. So, part number, nothing special, just something that was affordable. And so my car's not making that much power, so this should do for now, but there's something that can get me by. Alright, that was tiring, but I got the car jack up. So, just gotta pop out these wheels and we'll get to it. Alright, the wheels are off. So I'm just gonna pop the brakes open, or the caliper. So there's I believe that's a 12 millimeter right there, top, bottom. Just gonna pop that off. And then you gotta take the actual caliper bracket off too. And that's a 17 mil, that's back here. There's 2 of them. And then once that's out, gotta take off these screws out on the rotors. There's 2 of them. And then the rotor should come off. So let's get to it. Next thing is to take out these two screws, but I need a impact driver to take that out, so I'm gonna have to go grab it quick. So yeah, I got it out, but what I should have done was taken those two out first before I took out the whole caliper. That way it at least locks it in there. But I was lucky enough to, like I said, I didn't tighten them too tight. I just hand tightened them back in there, so I was able to pop them out. But do this step first. Take these two bolts out first. So there we have it. I should be able to pop out the rotor. Rotor is off. So now I just gotta spray this with some brake cleaner and get that all nice and clean, and then put some NICs on there, and then put the new rotor on there. The rotor is directional, so just make sure when you put yours on, you put them on the right direction. If you get the slotted or drill and slotted, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna do it to this side. The other side is the exact same thing, and then when you put it back on, put it back the same way, and let you guys know the torque spec when I get to that point. Alright, got the rotor in there, and then when you line it up, just make sure the Phillips bolt that's going back in there lines up with the hole inside the wheel bearing or whatever that's called. Just make sure it lines up there, and then down on here. That's if you're putting the bolt back in there. So, and then I did go ahead and put some NICs around the hub. I guess that's what it's called, the hub. So make sure the holes line up, and then just gotta put the screw or bolt back on there, and then we should be good. I think the orientation is right because it says left on there, and based off this picture I believe it's right, so the rotation is going the right way. So let's get to it. So there we go. Got the thing back in there, the nut, the bolt, whatever. It's back in there. and I just hand tighten it. So now just gotta see if I can put the caliper bracket back on. Alright, so the torque spec for the caliper up here for these two is 24 foot-pounds according to the owner's manual. And then the caliper bracket, that bolt right there and the one down beneath, is 80 foot-pounds. So that's what I'm going to torque it to. So there we go. That's it. Got this side done. Now I just gotta do the same thing on the other side. And again, to make your job easier when you do this, is just take off the caliper brackets off first, or not the caliper bracket, the piston, or the, yeah, that is the caliper. Take off the caliper bolts, loosen those first, take the whole brake pads out, then loosen the bracket. But before all that, get these two screws out first, then you do the rest of the other stuff. But that's it for this side. I just gotta do that the other side and we should be good. And again, These are torqued down to 24 foot-pounds based off the owner's manual. The bracket bolts, those 17s, are 80 foot-pounds. So that's it. I'm not going to show the other side. It's basically the same thing, so I'm just going to do that quick. And then once I'm done with it, see you guys done. Alright, got the 2 rotors put in. So this is the driver's side. Come over here. Passenger side. Again, it's got the right for the right side. So everything's all nice and good. Just gotta put the wheels back on and then we should be good to go. So now that we're done with the RSX, the last thing to do now is pump the brakes. Gotta make sure you pump the brakes a couple times, make sure it gets back to normal, because when you push the piston back in, it loses its I don't know what you call it, but just make sure you pump it a couple times, so that way you have power when you start driving it. Otherwise you will be without brakes. So just make sure you do that. Just pump the brakes. And after pumping the brakes, I'm gonna take it out for a drive, and bed the new rotors with the pads. Just got to do a couple light braking and then do a couple hard braking just to embed the two together, so that way they can sync with each other, I guess. That's what StopTech's instruction says when you do pads. So in this case I didn't do pads, but I did rotor, so I still have to make sure the pads and the rotors will correspond to each other, so I gotta do that just to break them in. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it for how to do a front rotor on a 02 to basically 06 RSX Type S base, same thing. But yeah, I'm gonna be going up to a track event next month, so I figure I gotta do something about my rotor, because as you guys can see, now that I've taken off on the back side, it looks pretty good. Or I shouldn't say good, but better than the front. You see the front? You don't even see these slots anymore. Some of them are completely gone, like right here. So, and all these deep gouges. I've been looking at other people's car. They don't have these gouges like mine. So I'm not sure. I'm running the same pads as most of those guys out there. It's just a normal HP Hawk HP Plus. But yeah, it's creating all these deep gouges. So I figured it was time for these to retire. So that's why I got these. So they're pretty much the same. These were StopTech as well. Just the fact that it's got drill and slotted. I figured I might as well just go with slotted this time. Since review says it doesn't really make a difference, or just going through forums, people say it doesn't make a difference. So I'm just going with the slotted for now. But yeah, that's it. Concludes this video on the RSX. And down the road, when I have more stuff to do with the RSX, I'll post up some more videos. For now, that's it. I think the next one might be the knock sensor, because I've been getting a check engine light. When I push it pretty hard, it will come on once in a while. So the code will show for a knock sensor, so that's probably on the list soon to get that. I still have to get that order, and then eventually gonna have to replace it. But for now, I'm gonna try it like this for now. I got a track event coming up 2 weeks from now, or yeah, 2 weeks from now. So that's a smaller event. Just more of an autocross. So Normally autocrossing, it doesn't turn it on, but when you do full HPDE for a 20-minute session, normally towards the end of the session is when it'll come on. And then I can always reset it. The last couple times it came on, I reset it. It's been going away. So I figure I'll just keep doing that for now, but it's starting to get annoying, so I might just replace it. I know there's no good way of doing it. I don't want to take off the intake manifold, but I'll see if I can get from underneath and just take it out that way. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hands are dirty.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me.